$104,000 for a Volkswagen Golf, not a Porsche, not a Ferrari, a Golf, with a 6-cylinder engine that VW's own accountants called pointless. 4.99 million were built, 3 legendary engines, 1 car that changed everything. This is the complete Golf Mk4 story. In 1997, Volkswagen did something nobody expected. They took the Golf, the humble, practical people's car, and made it premium. The Mk4 Golf arrived with an interior that embarrassed cars twice its price. Soft touch plastics, tight panel gaps, a feeling of solidity that made every other hatchback on the market feel like a toy from a cereal box. And the market noticed. VW sold 4.99 million Mk4 Golfs, best-selling car in Europe in 2001. In South Africa, it became the car every young professional wanted. In the US, it brought Volkswagen back from the brink of irrelevance. But the real story isn't the car. It's what VW put inside it. 3 engines that each tell a completely different story. The 1.8T turbo, a tuner's dream disguised as a family car engine. The 1.9 TDI diesel, a tank that simply refuses to die. And then there's the one nobody expected. A 6-cylinder engine crammed into a space designed for 4. An engine that broke every rule of common sense. An engine that created the most legendary hot hatch ever built. Before we get to the engines, you need to understand what made the Golf 4 different from everything before it. The Mk3 Golf was a decent car, but it felt cheap. Rattly interior, questionable electrics. Build quality that made you wonder if VW had outsourced assembly to a barn. The Mk4 changed all of that overnight. VW moved production standards closer to Audi territory. The paint quality improved dramatically. You can still find Mk4 Golfs with original paint that looks factory fresh after 25 years. The doors close with a solid thunk instead of a hollow clang. The dashboard materials feel premium enough that BMW owners did a double take. VW built the Mk4 on the PQ34 platform, and then shared that platform with the Audi A3, the Audi TT, the Skoda Octavia, and the Seat Leon. What does that mean for you as a buyer in 2026? Parts, everywhere. The aftermarket for this platform is massive. Independent mechanics know these cars blindfolded, and because VW sold nearly 5 million of them, everything from brake rotors to window regulators costs a fraction of what you'd pay for a BMW or Mercedes of the same era. The Mk4 Golf gave you Audi-level build quality at Volkswagen prices, and 25 years later, the used market still rewards that decision. A clean Mk4 holds its value better than most cars from 2001. So VW built a tank with premium furniture. Great. But what they put under the hood, that's where the Golf 4 becomes 3 completely different cars, and each one became a legend. The GTI. The heart of every Golf GTI Mk4 is the 1.8 T20 valve turbo. Engine family EA113. 150 to 180 horsepower from the factory, and on paper, this engine has a terrible reputation. Coil packs that fail every 20,000 miles, at $30 to $50 per coil, that adds up fast. Oil sludge that turns your engine into a chocolate fountain if you follow VW's original 10,000 miles oil change interval. A maintenance schedule so bad that a class action lawsuit forced VW to issue an extended warranty for sludge damage. So why is this engine legendary? Because underneath those surface-level problems sits one of the most overbuilt production engines of its era. Forged crankshaft from the factory, Mala pistons, a bottom end strong enough that tuners have pushed these to 300, 400, some have hit over 500 horsepower on stock internals. Change the oil every 5,000 miles instead of 10,000. Swap the coil packs for upgraded units. And suddenly, you have an engine that keeps up with cars 3 times its price. A Stage 2 tune, software, downpipe, intake, gets you around 250 horsepower for about $2,000 all in. That's BMW M3 territory, in a Golf that cost a third of the price. The 1.8T didn't have a design flaw. It had an owner's manual flaw. Fix the manual, and you've got one of the greatest 4-cylinder turbo engines ever bolted into a car, and you can still pick up a running Golf GTI Mk4 with the 1.8T for $3,000 to $5,000. Try finding a BMW E46 M3 for that. Go ahead, I'll wait. And the GTI was just the warm-up act. Because VW had something else in the pipeline, something their accountants absolutely hated, something completely, beautifully, financially irresponsible. Quick pause. If you're the kind of person who appreciates cars engineered with passion instead of spreadsheets, hit subscribe. We cover the cars worth buying, the ones worth avoiding, and the stories behind both. Now, back to VW's most insane decision, the VR6. This engine should not exist. Take 6 cylinders and squeeze them into a block barely wider than a 4-cylinder. Offset the cylinder banks by just 15 degrees. So narrow, it doesn't need 2-cylinder heads. 1 head, 1 block, 6 cylinders. In a space designed for 4, VW engineers developed this in the late 80s because they wanted 6-cylinder performance in front-wheel drive cars without redesigning the entire platform. Brilliant. Also expensive, heavy, and thirsty. But the sound. If you've ever heard a VR6 at full throttle, you understand. A baritone growl that turns into a howl at red line. Nothing else like it. People buy VR6 cars specifically for the sound. YouTube compilations with millions of views. Nothing but VR6 exhaust notes. And in 2002, VW did something magnificent. They took the 3.2-liter VR6, bolted it to a Haldex all-wheel drive system, added a 6-speed manual, and later the world's first production DSG dual-clutch gearbox, and dropped it into the Golf. 240 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 6.4 seconds. Top speed, electronically limited to 155 miles per hour. The Golf R32. Only 5,000 were sent to the United States. Sold out in months. Today, clean examples sell for $30,000 to $50,000. Low-mileage cars have hit $65,000 on Bring a Trailer. And one 97-mile example, barely driven, essentially a museum piece, sold for $104,000. A Volkswagen Golf, worth more than a new BMW M3, more than a Porsche Cayman GTS. The VR6 disappeared from the Golf after the Mk4 R32 in 2008 because Turbo 4s were cheaper to build and more fuel efficient. VW's accountants finally won, but the car world lost something irreplaceable. You can build a faster car, you can't replicate that sound. So the GTI became a tuner legend. The R32 became a collector car worth more than most people's first apartment. But there's one more engine in the Golf 4 lineup, and it might be the smartest buy of them all, the 1.9 TDI. If the 1.8T is the tuner's engine and the VR6 is the collector's engine, the 1.9 TDI is the survivor's engine, 100 horsepower. Doesn't sound like much, but this engine routinely hits 300,000 miles, 400,000. There are documented cases of 500,000 miles on original internals, 500,000 miles on a diesel engine that VW sold in a family hatchback. It sips diesel. It starts in any weather, and I mean any weather. Owners in Minnesota, in Siberia, in the Scottish Highlands report that this engine fires up at -30 degrees like it's a Tuesday morning. The Nokia 3310 of engines, ugly, basic, and absolutely indestructible. No turbo variable geometry nonsense, no diesel particulate filter, no urea injection system, just a mechanical fuel injection pump, an intercooler, and an iron block that laughs at abuse. VW tried to kill it multiple times. They replaced it with the 2 TDI, which promptly developed timing belt issues and oil pump failures. They replaced that with the 1.6 TDI, which had injector problems. Meanwhile, the 1.9 TDI just kept running and running and running. A clean Golf 4 TDI with a manual transmission costs $3,000 to $6,000 today, for a car that will outlast most modern vehicles on the road right now. In South Africa, these cars are still daily driven by hundreds of thousands of people. In India, the TDI platform became the backbone of Volkswagen's entire product range. So we've covered 3 legendary engines. But before I wrap up, the Golf Mk4 market is changing fast. And if you're thinking about buying one, this next part could save you thousands. The Golf Mk4 is no longer just a cheap used car. It's becoming a collectible. R32 prices have exploded. We covered that. But even the GTI is climbing. Clean, low-mileage 1.8T GTIs that sold for $4,000 5 years ago are now listed at $8,000 to $12,000. 20th anniversary editions are pushing $20,000. And the TDI? Still the bargain of the century. But for how long? If you want an R32, buy immediately. Prices are only going one direction, and that direction is up. Every year, another batch gets crashed, rusted, or parted out. The supply is finite, 5,000 for the US. That number only gets smaller. If you want a GTI, look for a well-maintained 1.8T with service records. Avoid anything with no maintenance history. Oil sludge kills these engines when owners skip changes. Budget an extra $500 for coil packs and a timing belt, and you're golden. If you want a TDI, you have time, but not forever. The clean ones are disappearing. Rust is the enemy, not the engine. Find one with solid body panels, and you'll have a car that outlasts everything else in your driveway. And one more thing, avoid the automatic transmissions. The Mk4 manuals are bulletproof, the automatics are not. Stick with the stick shift, and you'll thank me later. One more thing before we go. There's a fourth engine in the Mk4 lineup that nobody talks about. The 2.3-liter V5. Yes, a 5-cylinder. VW took the VR6 concept and removed one cylinder. Sounds interesting, right? Don't buy it. The V5 has all the thirst of the VR6, none of the sound, and a maintenance bill that will make your eyes water. It's rare for a reason. Nobody wanted it then, and nobody should want it now. If someone offers you a cheap Golf 4 V5 and tells you it's a hidden gem, run. Hidden money pit with an identity crisis. Stick with the big three. The 1.8T for tuning, the VR6 for the soul, and the 1.9 TDI for the wallet. The V5 is the one VW would rather you forgot about. If you could only have one Golf Mk4, which one would it be? The 1.8T GTI, the sleeper that embarrasses sports cars with a $2,000 tune? The R32, the 6-cylinder unicorn that's now worth more than most people's first apartment? Or the 1.9 TDI, the cockroach of engines that will still be running when the sun burns out? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you've owned any of these, I want the war stories, the breakdowns, the road trips, the moment you turned the key at -20 and the TDI fired up like nothing happened, the moment you heard a VR6 at full throttle for the first time and forgot your own name. The Golf Mk4 wasn't just a good car in 1997. It's a genius buy in 2026. 3 engines, 3 completely different personalities. One car that proved you don't need a luxury badge to build something legendary. Like this video if it changed how you think about the Golf. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into the cars that actually matter, not the ones with the biggest marketing budgets. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, drive smart, buy smarter.